Our cruise port of call to Helsinki, Finland seemed really intimidating. Visit a major city with a 3:30 all aboard? But turns out the nature of the place makes that entirely reasonable. In this video, we'll give you the port basics you need, plus tell you how we made a full and intriguing day here in a short time without breaking the bank. I'm Troy, and this is the Port Lowdown. Helsinki sits at the far southern tip of Finland, a huge country of mostly subarctic wilderness. Scarred by World War II, Finland was late to modernize, but when it did, it broke the mold. Instead of urban sprawl, the government integrated nature and sustainability with hyper-efficient urban planning. Centuries-old churches and squares rub alongside super modern buildings with the latest green tech. Few cities I've been to are as hybrid as this one is. And since the city is compact, geographically bound by the sea on 3 sides, it makes for a lively visit, even on limited time. And the epitome of Finland's progressive vision? The public library. You'll see. On sailing, you'll notice numerous and windswept islands on the way. Helsinki is shielded by an archipelago of over 300 islands, and while it's tempting to hop on a ferry to some of those islands, like the Temppeliaukio recreational island, it's a time stretch on a short port day. Speaking of day trips, there are a few options sported by the cruise lines, like Old Town Porvoo, a picturesque medieval town, and Nuuksio National Park to connect with Finland's wild nature. But for most, Helsinki itself is the attraction, with 4 potential ports to dock. To the southeast is the Olympia Terminal for the small luxury lines, and the Cathedral Terminal for smaller mid-sized ships. And to the southwest are the other 2, the West Harbor, Lansistama, mostly for ferries and large to mid ships. Now all 3 of these docks have full terminal buildings and relatively close access to the city's famous tram system. The only one without a terminal building and the furthest access to the tram is one where most international cruisers will wind up. Hernesaari Cruise Terminal, capable of docking 3 ships. That's where we were docked, and it was basic. A parking lot, a few small buildings, porta potties. Bare bones to the max. Ship tour buses will, as usual, meet you right at the gangway. Now our cruise line was offering this shuttle for €12 all day, but they usually go to one fixed destination. Now I take back the bare bones comment. There were a few buildings here. This meeting hut for Santa Claus, guess he was on vacation too. And this interesting offering, traditional wood-burning sauna. That was different. Heading out, you pass the large parking lot where the HoHo bus offers their town tours. This is the same HoHo company as other cities, and our previous experiences with them were pretty uniform. Expensive and not really worth it unless your mobility is limited. You may also see some cabs outside looking for rides. Now, we need to give you a word of caution. The taxi market has been deregulated in Finland, creating rogue operators who look identical to official taxis. Therefore, never take rides from waiting taxis, since official drivers use app-based services like Taxi Helsinki. If in need, prearrange. Now on your own from here, the other fly in the ointment is the distance from here to the tram stop. The nearest tram stop is Airanranta, which is served by Line 6, about an 18 to 20 minute walk across flat, but uncovered sidewalk. So, since time was a-wastin', we decided to use the Uber to shuttle us into town first, then use the trams to hustle around town, which is a pretty decent strategy and cost-effective, especially if you have a group of 3 or more. So we decided to first grab some breakfast at a traditional and historic spot, Ekberg, Finland's oldest bakery cafe since 1852. Their pastries are especially recommended. I mean, look at all this. It's also a chance to relax outside, watching local life unfold along the Avenue Boulevarde, engineered to bring a touch of Paris to Helsinki. Since the trams are right there, it was a perfect place to jump into Helsinki's world-class public transportation system. The lines cut through most of the areas of tourist interest, and we use Google Maps to guide us for which tram to hop on. Now when you get on, it's all tap pay with credit card and mobile pay. In fact, the whole of Finland is essentially cashless. Now, read the screen first. Prices are by zones, but just know you really only need AB, which covers the urban core and the main attractions. Now here's the cool part. You can pay for others in your group. Just add how many people. Now here's another cool part. Each ride is €3.50, but when you reach €10.60, it stops charging and you ride for free. Just make sure to use the same payment card across all your tabs. This applies to the whole of the public transportation system, including metros, commuter trains, and buses. Plus, the trams are super clean and efficient, with stop announcements in English as well as Finnish.
Exit for the Central Railway Station and the metro.
If you're using a manual wheelchair, electric wheelchair, or mobility scooter as an aid, you can travel on all the public transport completely free of charge and without a ticket. Now, the only caveat, heavy steerable mobility scooters are legally banned on city trams and buses due to strict interior turning radius constraints. And a note about the terrain. Most of it is flat, with some inclines, but the historic core is paved with deeply grooved cobblestones, as are many of the lined avenues. That old and new contrast is reflected in the sidewalks too. Our first site stop was the Temppeliaukio Rock Church. Tour bus crowds were hitting it hard. So why here? It's that raw nature and modern architecture hybrid we talked about. This 1969 church was made by blasting a crater from the granite bedrock and topping it with a stunning 180-degree copper dome. And the rock walls provide almost perfect acoustics for classic musical recitals. While an active church, of course, and it may be closed for active services, the crowds pour in to simply marvel at the daring of it all. But there are some restrictions. No hats, no luggage, no balloons, and no bathrooms. Just thought you should know. Note, as of recording, the entrance fee is €8, but under 18 is free. The church is a bit up a hill from the tram stop, so make note. From here, it was a brief hop on the tram to another essential site, the Senate Square and Helsinki Cathedral, the centerpiece of the historic core. Now, this grand square was designed to make one big statement: Russia rules. In 1812, Russia took over Finland and made Helsinki the capital of the new Grand Duchy. So Tsar Alexander I ordered this square as a stamp of status. And it still is. That historic Russian connection came in handy for Hollywood, often using this as a backdrop for Moscow. Here, the square is a selfie pilgrimage site of sorts. The Helsinki Cathedral is actually young as cathedrals go, finished in 1852. Now, there will be some climbing upstairs to get there. And it's beautifully austere in that minimalist, whitewashed, Lutheran way. It is paid admission, but they have audio guides and decent co-ed bathrooms, which is more the norm in Finland. Now, the immediate area south faces the southeast docks of Kauppatoori and its famous outdoor market. But if the infamous kamikaze seagulls prove too difficult, try entering the indoor and climate-controlled Old Market Hall, where you can enjoy Finnish salmon soup and reindeer sausage in peace. We walked to our next point through the town center, and while it was fairly easy to navigate, it would have helped to have some intel at our fingertips to give us an inside track. So we created our Essential Port Guide PDF, a handy, custom-made cheat sheet with basics like sidewalk conditions, bathrooms, and ATMs on our specially coded map. And we also threw in a pinned, curated Google map so you can quickly plug in walking directions from a list of attractions and services. To give this a try, click the link in our description or check out our store at portlowdown.com. A quick 14-minute walk brought us to the city's premier cutting-edge art museum, Amos Rex. And you might pass right by it, since the galleries are all underground at a historic 1936 glass palace. Instead of disturbing the lines of the plaza, we get an undulated playground and tower. Perfect for kids, or almost kids. And inside the building is not just galleries, but a gigantic space that counts as another world, with major exhibitions that run for long periods. Like this extensive conceptual art installation from Helsinki-based visual artist Anna Astariola. Sometimes conceptual art, the art of ideas over simple beauty, can be kind of alienating. Here, it was fun. Amos Rex rejects the traditional do not touch, do not smile, sterile museum template, opting for full immersion and participation. Lockers and elegant co-ed bathrooms, of course. We spent a solid and memorable 2 hours here. Next, it was just a 6-minute walk through a beautiful pedestrian corridor, Helsinki Central Library Oodi. This was not conceived as a simple library, oh no, but the city's living room, cafes, games, film programs, and events. Now explore away and get upstairs. There's an entire floor for independent creative work. And this amazing section of music and video production studios with in-house instruments that citizens can use for free with a scheduled reservation. I've never seen the likes of this anywhere. And oh yeah, the library is on the top floor, christened the Book Heaven, with sweeping sloped floors to the ceiling, a cafe, and a huge balcony space outside. This place is so unique, tour groups make this a stop. How long can we hang here? Oh, a while. I mean, wow. Just wow. Now, food was an issue. Library was cool, of course, but the food was on the pricey end. In fact, you can count on high prices everywhere in Scandinavia, of course. But we did discover this food hack, the sushi buffet. Now seriously, let's check out what we discovered at this place, Itsudemo, right across the plaza from Amos Rex.
So this is pretty popular. We were kind of surprised of how many sushi lunch buffet restaurant actually around the downtown area. Actually want to look on the Google map when you're looking for the place like this to see how busy they are. When they're busy, the food keeps changing. You see? They keep making so then you're like this, the sushi is pretty fresh. For the €15, it really is worth it. You could easily feed anybody, and not only that, you also have rice and other hot dishes, and you even have some vegetarian option. It includes some drinks. You know, you could, if you need your soft drink, it's €2 extra. You get everything, and it's unlimited. It's a no-brainer.
Going back to the ship was a quick Uber hop. It's only about a 10 to 15 minute ride. Overall, Helsinki was a thrilling place to spend the day, if even for a short while. We can't wait to come back. And if you got good value from this video, be sure to hit us up with a like and share with your shipmates. And as always, keep those comments coming. We love them and respond as soon as we can. Happy travels, and we'll see you on the next cruise.